Hey, what is going on, everyone? And today we have a very quick video update for a few reasons. Hey, this week is a bit busy for me. I also have some medical procedures that's going to be happening on later on the week. So I don't know how many videos I'm actually going to be pushing out through this week. So hopefully you guys will understand and things will get better as we go into the weekend, hopefully. And yes, we have Cap Sam in the background. Yeah, I know, I can't shut up about Cap Sam and all of the issues that he has, but in today's video I want to talk to you about something really important, and we're going to skip the intro on this one because I just want to get right into exactly what I want to say. So we know that Cap Sam is going to be available in the Strike Pass, and as of the recording of this video anyways, we have about a day and 5 hours, you know, maybe less by the time people actually watch this video. But what that means is that by tomorrow, which is Tuesday at the store reset time, we might have the Cap Sam Strike Pass launched then. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a day break or any break in between. Sometimes they just jump right into the Strike Pass. But why am I talking about this? Is because this is the only way that you're going to be able to get him free to play. However, and this is a big however, Cap Sam is obviously available free to play. I'm going to say it like this, free to play, because that's how I unlocked him, through his orb. Wield the Shield Orb. Now, you can buy this at 675 power cores, and actually I highly recommend that you do so. If that you are someone who does hoard or save a lot of power cores, someone who maybe does really well in the arena, I would recommend you getting some of these orbs, because those are going to be extra shards for Cap Sam that you're not going to be able to get otherwise, because we don't know if he's going to have 2 strike passes. And actually, if he does have 2 strike passes, I think that's quite telling that he might be used in something else. And what am I getting at? Well, I was going to make a video about this specifically before, but I didn't have time. So I do think that there is a strong chance that the Secret Avengers and Cap Sam will be required for the next legendary event. And so the only other way to get shards for him outside of the Strike Pass and paying for the Strike Pass before he becomes farmable would be this Wield the Shield Orb. Now, I highly expect this orb to go away probably on the launch of the Strike Pass, if I'm not mistaken, for Polaris. And this is where I'm kind of comparing the two. I'm pretty sure this orb went away when the Strike Pass went live. So it's not a cheap way to get shards for him. You know, I did spend about 4,000, 5,000 cores. I forget exactly how many. The video was, you know, a handful of days ago when I unlocked them on Thursday, I believe it was. And, you know, I got really lucky. I got a 60 shard pull for Cap Sam. Now, not everyone is going to do that, and not everyone's going to get that. But this is the only other way, other than paying for the Strike Pass, to get shards for him. And if he is required, if the Secret Avengers are required for a legendary character event, this is going to be very, very important to get extra shards, to get as close as you possibly can. Now, let's pull up my character spreadsheet, because you know I love to pull this one up. So let's take a look at Polaris. You can see Polaris is just above my head here. And so she was the Strike Pass Season 2, also Season 3, I guess. There was 2 seasons of them. But what we really want to take a look at is the farmable dates. So this was June 22nd. This was not too long ago. This was prior to the Adam Warlock event, which was down here, which was June the 28th. So you had only 6 days in between her being farmable and the launch of the Adam Warlock event. Now, the Adam Warlock event was, I believe, 5 days, at least 5 days. I don't remember. I'm not sure if it matters too much right now. But anyways, it was either 5 or 7 days. I would have to go back and look. And that really only gave you 11 days or so to farm Polaris up to 5-star for this event. Now, let's say that Cap Sam is going to be usable in these here. Cap Sam is going to be usable in the next legendary event. Well, you know, that's only going to be, let's say he goes for 2 passes. Let's just say that this mirrors Polaris's release. Then we're going to get 100 shards free to play, or 200 if you bought both Strike Passes, and you're still 110 or 210 shards short of 5-star for him. So how do you make that up? Well, outside of him becoming farmable and him being available in the orbs, because Polaris was actually available in the orbs on May the 3rd, which actually wasn't too long after her Strike Pass release. So that was a bit surprising, actually. That was maybe about 4 or 5 days. But we know that the more characters that are added into orbs, basic, premium, or whatever, Ultimate orbs, the individual chance of getting a character is very slim. So the only other way, really, is to buy that Wield the Shield Orb. You know, and I did the exact same thing with Polaris. I unlocked Polaris with cores as well prior to her Strike Pass. So that gave me about a 50-ish shard leg up, you know, going into Adam Warlock's event. And I did buy one of the Strike Passes. So I had those 50 or so from the pre-unlock for Polaris, and then I had the 2 Strike Passes, and I bought one. So that was about 200 shards or so, which meant that I had to farm about roughly 110 shards to get to Adam Warlock. Now, I did do that because I do save a lot of cores in general, and I just really power farmed her. But the point that I'm getting at is you might have to do exactly the same for Cap Sam. So the only thing that you can do to really bridge that gap is buying this orb. Now, I don't normally recommend these kind of things. You know, this is for the huge power core hoarders, but even if you can afford a few of these orbs, I would recommend trying it to do so. That'll also push you a bit further anyways if you want to get to, say, 4-star or even 3-star quicker, or something like this, because he is a very good character. Despite all of the bashing that I have done for Cap Sam, I still have to say that he is actually a very good character, and I do, you know, I plan on building him up further and testing him more, of course, even though it's very unfortunate that we're not going to see the ultimate change at all, because we know that how that went down in my previous video. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend checking that one out as well. But yeah, we're not getting the adjustments to the ultimate anymore as it was suggested in the Strike Time video. They just reworded the text for it, and that's all we're getting. So unfortunately on that side of things, I think my crusade has ended, but I just have this funny feeling in my gut, that's my chest, in my chest, in my stomach, that Cap Sam will be required for something else. I think there is a good chance that this team is going to be required for the next legendary event, like I said. So the question then comes down to, who else do I think that they might be used with? Now, if you guys watched any of the Envoy footage prior to this patch on Secret Avengers, they had obviously the 3 characters, Sharon Carter Maria and Cap Sam, and they also had Kestrel in there, and they actually had Nick Fury. I don't have Nick Fury on my sheet. They had Nick Fury. So we know that in past events they have done what they call farmable characters plus new characters. Now, we know that Kestrel is the premium orb exclusive over here. It's kind of cut off on the side, but she is a 2% premium orb exclusive, which should be today at the store reset. And Nick Fury is permanently available, so he is farmable. So arguably Kestrel and Nick Fury, for them, would qualify under this, plus the 3 new characters, Sharon Carter, Maria Hill, and Sam Wilson, aka making 5 characters. Now, if you go back all the way to Jubilee's unlock, she was 2 farmable characters and 3 new characters with Pimtech. So we had Stature, Ghost, and Yellow Jacket, with Ant-Man and Wasp as the old characters. So we know that they do this kind of formula fairly frequently. We also know they just did a legendary within a legendary, so I don't think that that is likely again. I don't really see Infinity Watch being the unlock for this next legendary event. And to really hone in on this, you kind of notice like what characters are used for unlocks, especially using my character spreadsheet here. So taking a look at Adam Warlock, now the characters used to do that was X Factor and Jubilee. So Jubilee, going backwards, you know, was a 5.1 patch character. Multiple Man and Polaris were 5.2, and well, Shatterstar and Longshot were 5.0. So what does this really mean? That really characters anywhere from 2 to 3 patches ago were used to unlock the latest legendary, especially Multiple Man and Polaris. Those are the newer ones. That was only 2 patches away. And so the difference between legendary characters have been about 3 patches. So 5.4 here for Adam Warlock. I know my head's in the way of some of this stuff. Adam Warlock was 5.4. Jubilee was 5.1. And going back 3 patches before that was Doc Ock. Actually was, yeah, 1, 2, 3.5, 4. Okay. Well, it wasn't completely, it's usually about 3 to 4. Ebony Maw, where is he? Over here. So it was roughly about 3 patches before Doc Ock for Ebony Maw. So using that as a metric. So moving forward, we have 5.5, which is the current patch, 5.6, and what I believe is to be 5.7. I know my head's in the way, and I don't know who it's going to be. I put here null. This isn't important. We're going to talk about this another time. The point is that I think that when we get the level 85 patch, which is going to be 5.7/6.0, I think that's going to be the legendary patch. So looking back 2 patches before this is now patch 5.5, the skill patch with Sharon Carter, Maria Hill, and Cap Sam. So at the end of the day, I think that this is really important. I think that this honing in on the lack of shard or available shards for Sam Wilson is quite telling. Whether or not they repeat it a second time or not, we'll have to see. You know, it's not. I'm not saying it's guaranteed by any means, but I think that Cap Sam is also a very, very strong character. He is the bread and butter of this Secret Avengers team, and he is a great drag and drop character just in general for raid skill, things like this. So he's someone that you're going to want to get more shards for anyways. I do think there's a high chance of him being required for a legendary event, but in the case that he is not, he is still a very solid character. And so the only other way to get shards for him is by buying this Wield the Shield Orb. Now, like I said, don't go out of your way and spend money on this. Don't, you know, buy power cores just to do this, because I believe he does have offers, if I'm not mistaken. So if you really want to spend money, maybe it's not there anymore. It was there. So if you, oh, there it is. So if you really wanted to spend money, you know, there is these offers available, which is better than buying flat out cores. But I just want to say that I think that you should do this if you have a bunch of extra cores, especially if you have some left over from share, you know, if you've budgeted for Sharon Carter and you have some left over, I would definitely recommend doing this. You know, if you're not necessarily using on anything else, definitely consider buying this orb for Wield the Shield for Cap Sam. You might get lucky, and maybe that might help push you to the next star level. So that's just something really that I wanted to drop for you guys. I'll be putting in another video, I think tomorrow. There will be something really important that I've been wanting to talk about for some time, and hopefully you'll catch me then as well. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Boylan signing out.